I was watching $1 million worth of game with Gillie, the kid, and Wallow, and it was basically Gillie going back and forth with rapper and actor Joey Badass. And they were talking about gatekeeping in hip hop. Now, just as a underground artist, you deal with these kind of things. I know for sure. Me coming up, I was born in '88, so the guys that were in the game when I was trying to get in the city I lived in were a lot of '60s and '70s babies, and that generation was big on gatekeeping. And thing about it is after a while the gatekeeper has lost a lot of its power because of the internet and things like that. You can get on a lot more ways than having to know somebody to know somebody to know somebody now. You can really enforce your will in a lot of ways just using the internet and the technology we have now. But again, that generation was big on it. I was witness to a lot of it with DJs and promoters and bookkeepers and stuff like that. And it was a frustrating path. And now, it's way better when people can't tell you you're too dark, you're too fat, you're too this, you're too country, you're too all these twos, you're too old. All these different things, man, held a lot of people back and cut a lot of people out of their dreams over the years. Just flat out gatekeeping. So my point with that is it's a good thing that now it doesn't have as much power as it did because there's so many more avenues. Now I'm gonna get to Gillie and the when guys hit a certain age, it seems like, and they get their money right and everything, it seems like that's when they choose to start becoming very hypocritical and self-righteous. And it's funny when I hear Gillie in this conversation with Joey Badass, he was really talking like, man, he really sounded like the rich, like, and I understand he's at that level now. He's blessed. He worked his way to be there. But I'm old enough to remember the struggle when he wanted his just due while he was with Cash Money and when he was leaving Cash Money and after the fact. He was a young dude trying to get his just due. And he was having to deal with a lot of gatekeeping bullcrap. And he was very vocal about it. I mean, his complaints about the things he went through in that time actually probably helped him get to the point he's at now. And for him to deny that would be crazy. I don't have any disrespect towards Gillie. Like, I'm a big fan of him and Wallow in the game they be dropping and all that stuff. But I will say, again, when he started talking all that gatekeeping, if I see a young dude coming up and he's really with it and he's more in tune with the culture than me because he's younger, I can't put that boy in position to make it to where I can't feed my family. That's a crazy mentality. And again, it's held us back for so long, not realizing, dude, it's enough out there for us all. I get it. You probably going to be a little more paranoid because you feel like you done been through hell with this industry already. Okay, so why would you put the next dude through it? And especially knowing, man, there's all kind of more avenues now and different ways for people to get on. And it's, again, dude, it's just enough for everybody. So why would you sit there and even say that? But it's because I think just naturally, when men get older, they get a little self-righteous. They see the error in their ways when they were younger, get a little disrespected or get a little disgusted about who they were when they were younger, and they try to disassociate themselves with it. You see it with fathers, uncles, you know what I'm saying, just OGs in general. Me being 36, about to turn 37, I'm kind of in that transition, and I know I don't want to be that guy. I know I'm going to a little bit, because I already do, look back at the youth and be like, oh man, you fools is doing some this and this and this and that. But I have to stay in tune with them enough to know that was me too at one point. And right here with this Gillie and Joey Badass conversation, they're 20 years apart. I feel like Gillie didn't remember who he was 20 years ago when he was the complaining youngster about the gatekeepers and things like that on the Smack DVDs with French Montana and all them. I think he's forgotten because of the bag. That bag will make you forget you was that same dude, I feel like sometimes. And again, this is no disrespect. This is just my opinion as somebody still on the come up myself and who has dealt with gatekeepers. You know what I'm saying? OGs get older and get a little self-righteous, forget where they come from. You know what I'm saying? It's enough for everybody out here, man. The gatekeeper only has as much power as you give it in 2025.